All right, well, welcome back. Thought give you a little update of project I've been prompter that I started this weekend and finished. We've had a snowstorm and a windstorm that came through, and due to the emerald ash borer, we have tons of dead uh, dead ash trees, as I probably mentioned before. So most times when I come out, I take the tractor around with the chainsaw, look for any trees that have crossed the paths, and try to cut them up and at least get them off to the edge. But what I was kind of hoping to do would be able to do a little bit more of once we clear the uh, trees, if it's not conducive to just dragging the whole uh, tree up the to the wood pile over there and cut it up there and just stack it at once, to be able to have something to be able to transport more of the cut up logs than I can just fit in the bucket. So through Craigslist, I found these two, I think they're called IBC cages. They normally come with a plastic bladder in them, but that's gone. These ones don't have a floor, so they were nice and cheap at $10 a piece. So luckily, I was able to pick up a couple of pallets from a local store that didn't need them anymore, so got those for free. And I had a pallet, but it wasn't quite long enough. That's like about 6 or 8 inches short, where these ones are pretty much the exact dimension. So pilfered some of the wood from that one, fixed up that one. That was actually in pretty good shape. So got them screwed down. Plan on probably getting some conduit clamps to hold them, more so down. But obviously, they'll mostly be lifted from the pallet. So not super, concerned with them needing to be able to support tons of weight by the cage itself. So came together pretty well. What I'm probably gonna do is take a angle grinder and cut off an opening here. Let's see how far back I can get. Probably like cut in, here to here, and give space to be able to kind of lean in and get the wood in and out. But so either I'll just use these for transportation, or if this system works out, maybe I'll just end up, drying the wood in here and being able to have it easier to kind of move around. But I think I'd rather keep them empty so I can use them for transporting things rather than just keeping them stored with wood until, I guess, if I were able to get a better source of these cages, and maybe we might expand that. But thought I'd bring you through the barn real quick, see if there's any updates you may not have seen. Threw some posters up on the wall that I found in the in our basement. Thought, they're not doing anything in there, so throw back to college time. I got the dartboard up. Trying to think of how many things I had on my walls in college. Had the no parking sign, Bob Marley, that horseshoe. I think the Red Wings thing is new, but definitely the dartboard, that poster. Cleaned up a little bit over there, mounted the ladder. And early Xmas present was this Saul Hall attachment that my beautiful bride got for me. So a lot easier to transport the chainsaw than having to keep it in the front bucket. A lot of times I would forget that it was up there as I was driving around and use the bucket, and I'd see the saw tip out as I was using it. Got the quick hitch, which is a newer attachment that we needed for attachment I'll show you here, we just got in a second. But it also works out pretty well for being able to put the what is this, woodchuck, I think it's called. Yep. Woodchuck tool.com, made in the USA. It's great for being able to rock logs up off the ground, especially right now, what we're doing is clean up a lot of stuff that has already fallen. So you can kind of pick up with that one. That's pretty beefy, and I was able to pick up probably 30-foot logs or so, get them off the ground, and then just use the chainsaw and buck them up quickly into rounds. We got our propane heater going here. Actually, just on preheat mode real quick, so let me turn this up, get it going, because it's chilly. Trying to fit as many attachments and stuff as I can over here. So this is our new one here we just picked up a couple months ago. The Merrimack chipper shredder. Can do about like 3.5 inches in diameter for chipping and 1 inch in diameter for shredding. PTO driven, works pretty well. Still haven't attached the bushings, which I found are a necessity. Unfortunately, the diameter of that pin opening is a little bigger than that one down there. I'll show you what I was looking at. So we'll probably, install something like that. Hopefully, the pins will still fit and that won't cause an issue. But I've used this a few times. Unfortunately, kind of dropped it off the tractor once. And the way these arms are in, like just that one piece of steel there, I've had those pins bend back as the it bounces along on the back of the PTO. So I've adjusted the speed at which the PTO or the 3-point can move, and so hopefully that'll help keep down the abuse that it takes bouncing around on the back of the tractor as we're going around. Just learning how to use it, so far. Found out taking the legs off after it's on the tractor is pretty helpful, so it doesn't accidentally drag the feet across the ground. In the meantime, for the winter, we've got the 60-inch deck flipped up against the wall there, still sitting on its wheel holder things there, so it seems to be in pretty good shape. This is newer. We ordered this back in the day, early in the year, to kind of use on the carport base, but didn't get it in time due to the COVID delays. So this is normally where the pallet forks, I slide in under there and save some space while leaving the bucket on. So bucket just sits here while I'm using the pallet fork. So probably seen cleaned up a little bit, but the trailer hitch thing. So for anyone that's seen the any pictures or photos of our family's house growing up, you may remember this eagle has flown above our fireplace for my entire life. So a few years ago, my dad was generous enough to clean out his garage and pass it on to me. So it was in our basement for a little bit, but seemed well suited for this property, and it looks pretty good on camera. So, all right, well, I think I'm gonna wrap this up. Get these bins parked outside. The guy I bought the cages from said that if those cages full of oak would not be able to be picked up by this tractor. I'm a little curious if I put I definitely believe that without a, ballast on the back here, but if I can, I'll hook up the hopefully it'd be nice if I could just use the chipper, and that would be enough, counterweight, especially for the dead ash and pine that we're mostly hauling. So obviously don't need it to go as absolutely full, but you always want to take as few trips as possible with as full a load as possible. So would also be interesting to put the backhoe on. You know, put 800 pounds hanging off the back, and then see how full that cage could get. So, all right, well, holidays are coming up, so we're hoping to come up actually for Christmas Day. You know, since this COVID Christmas, everyone keep your distance and you know, make sure you stay as safe as possible, and you know, stay home, people. Or if you can do things, try to quarantine, get tested ahead of time, and hopefully we'll get to the other side quickly now that the vaccine's here. And all right, you guys have a good one.